Welcome to ENN On Air, our digital news show giving you the stories of today. I'm Tyler Fleming.
And I'm Evan Cooper. Thank you for joining us.
The Trump administration has canceled tens of millions of dollars in federal grants for North Carolina teacher training and retention. 8 schools across the state will not receive the millions of dollars they were initially expecting. The reason behind these cuts: diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI-based grants were stopped following Trump's federal DEI rollback. Many of these programs are run by local school systems to pay teachers and provide them with additional training. Elon education major Kira Campagna says that the cut of these grants is disheartening.
It makes me so upset and so frustrated that this is happening right now, especially like politics aside. When you look into it, it's the future of America is children, and we need to do what's best for them.
So far, Elon has not seen any cutbacks regarding teaching grants.
Elon University's nursing program is getting accredited by the National League for Nursing Commission for Nursing Education Accreditation. The nursing school was granted that initial accreditation to both programs it offers through the university's School of Health Sciences. Schools that achieve accreditation follow student-centered learning environments that facilitate professional development. And for students in the nursing program, this accreditation gives a better opportunity for future careers.
There's a criteria that each nursing program seeking accreditation has to kind of meet. And so we've just been making sure that all of the steps that we're following kind of align themselves with what the accreditation is looking for. So we've had to adjust here and there, but we finally made it to a point where we were able to get the accreditation, which is awesome.
Elon's Department of Nursing currently has 207 enrolled students, with 90% of them being female.
A place where community members now play tennis will soon become home to a different sport: pickleball. ENN's Angelina Fantaroni has more on the project.
The Burlington Recreation and Park's 2 new pickleball complexes, located at City Park and Fairchild Park, were originally expected to open in fall of 2024.
You can't be upset because you're going to have something good eventually, but it's quite painful. It makes you wonder if there were some steps that could have been done to set bonuses or things like that to make it work.
But with infrastructure challenges and inconsistent weather patterns, it's been postponed to a 5-month delay in the process.
It ended up making this area like one large pond, so it retained the water longer than it should have, so it took us longer for it to dry out, and then longer for us to be able to pack it and do what we needed to do.
Among the construction delays, the courts will feature a soundproof barrier to prevent noise from disrupting residents of Willow Creek Apartments, only a few hundred feet away.
Some have likened the sound of a pickleball to the backup signal on a truck. You know, it kind of gets your attention. So with neighbors this close, we wanted to do everything we possibly could.
The courts at City Park don't only showcase 17 new courts, but a local talent brought to the project, Artie Barksdale III, who is in the process of painting a pickleball mural on a practice wall.
It's all about Burlington to enhance the aesthetics, the color choice of Burlington's pickleball, and the colors blue, green, turquoise. It's more about aesthetics for me.
Burlington Recreation and Parks say they are taking the process one step at a time to find the best solution to create the best courts they can. Angelina Fantaroni, ENN Tonight.
For more updates on the courts, visit elonnewsnetwork.com.
Over 700 participants attended this year's Relay for Life event, all to raise money for the American Cancer Society. Our Abigail Hines spoke with attendees on what this event means to them. Let's take a look.
From 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., students walk or run laps around the gym. Listen to guest speakers.
Cancer does not define me. It is part of my story, yes, but it is not the whole story.
And honor those who have died from cancer. Elon's Relay for Life president, Ellie Nash, says that cancer can impact anyone.
We all have been touched in some way or another by this disease, and I think this event will just leave you with hope.
Freshman Ashley Metzger relayed for her grandmother, who died from breast cancer several years ago, and says events like these are important to so many people.
It matters to come to this stuff because you know that so many people are connected by this disease.
Nash says she was most looking forward to the end of the night, where they revealed the total amount of money raised.
We're all tired. We're all like, okay, like this is the last hour. I'm just looking forward to coming together like with my exec committee and seeing like, wow, we did that.
With over $54,000 raised, Relay for Life surpassed last year's total by over $8,000. Abigail Hines, ENN Tonight.
As Black History Month comes to a close, the Center for Race, Ethnicity, and Diversity Education hosted a Black Solidarity Conference in McKinnon Hall, kicking off with a keynote speaker, along with different breakout sessions. Sophomore Adriana Stapleton volunteered for her second time for the conference and says that her love for the event is the reason she wanted to volunteer again.
Of learning more about my community and getting to hear the education sessions and just learn more about those is really fun.
The theme for this year's conference was "This is How We Do It," which focuses on legacy, influence, and innovation.
A federal district judge has ruled against allowing immigration enforcement to enter places of worship, but only for those involved in a federal lawsuit. Let's take a look.
God is there with us. Mountaintop experiences prepare us for the valleys.
At First Baptist Church of Elon, Senior Pastor David Durham feels called to reach out and minister to everyone of all identities.
When I look out on our congregation on Sunday mornings, or whenever we gather in our sanctuary, they gather with knowing the freedom that they have of worshiping. That's a First Amendment.
First Baptist is just one of over 1,400 congregations included in the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. Cooperative Baptists are one of 3 religious groups that joined together in a lawsuit against immigration enforcement in places of worship. The Trump administration released an executive order earlier this year that removed protections from sensitive locations, such as churches and schools.
The separation of church and state is something that we strongly believe in, and this has crossed that line. This has blurred that line.
The fellowship joined the lawsuit due to its belief in welcoming all individuals to worship, regardless of background. And while Durham hasn't seen the issue firsthand, other congregations across the nation are struggling with low turnout, an issue cited by District Court Judge Theodore Schwong, who stated in his court decision, quote, "The 2025 policy effectively compels plaintiffs to engage in worship with a smaller congregation and with fewer immigrants, even though their beliefs call for worship with as large and diverse a community as possible."
It's a sad situation where the church has always been an institution in culture to be able to reach out and to help, and we're being limited by this decision.
Abby Gravely, ENN Tonight.
That's all we have time for this evening. Thanks again for watching ENN On Air.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.